Welcome folks, another year has gone by and I'm back up in Bangkok at the iEVTech trade show to do with electric vehicles, smart energy, solar power, and also for some reason it's also in conjunction with the Thai Water Conference, which is all about water pumps. But anyway, let's jump in and see things that I remember from previous years, hopefully some new good information about moving Thailand forward on all of these issues, and see some of my old friends from previous shows. Well, that explains a lot. I was in the room next door. This is the opening ceremony room. That must have been the conference seminars. Here we are, and we have more people. That's good.
Electric Vehicle Association of Thailand. Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it's a very good morning to you and welcome to ASEAN Sustainable Energy Week 2019.
3, 2, 1, plug it!
On behalf of the Electric Vehicle Association of Thailand, or iEVTech, it is my pleasure to welcome you to the opening ceremony of the 4th International Electric Vehicle Technology Conference and Exhibition, and has the aims of helping to coordinate and promote the green transportation in the regions. This year's conference not only focusing on the EV technologies and policy trends, but aims to create a cooperative network among the EV associations in ASEAN and the global EV network. I'm pleased to inform this esteemed gathering that in Thailand's latest 20-year power development plan, we have earmarked an increased contribution of clean, renewable power generation from the current 14% to more than 35% by 2037, 20 years from now. This ambitious target surpasses the 30% commitment Thailand has made during the COP24 round of Climate Change Summit Conference in December last year. And coal will actually drop from the current 23% to only 12%. We require the additional installation of more than 18 gigawatts of renewable energy capacities, being 12.7 gigawatts of solar PVs, 4 gigawatts of new biomass and biogas power plants, and another 1.5 gigawatts of power generation from new wind turbine facilities. It's in the range of $15 to $20 billion spread over the next 20 years. One example is the co-location of solar PV on floats on water surfaces of hydroelectric dams, and the integration of the solar PV with hydropower generation. EGAT has just recently announced the terms of reference for the procurement of a 45 megawatt pilot project for such a scheme, a rollout for a total of more than 2.7 gigawatt of floating solar panels co-locating at all 9 major hydropower dams in Thailand is planned to be installed in the next 10 years. Each household will be licensed to install up to 10 kilowatt of solar PV panel for their own domestic use. That each household can sell excess power so generated to the national grid at a price equals to the system's short-run marginal cost, which currently is 1.68 baht per kilowatt hour. The program will accommodate up to 100 megawatt per year during the next 10 years trial period. The ultimate target is to have a total of 10 gigawatts of additional solar PV distributed power system installed by 2037. Mind you, this 10 gigawatt will represent about 20% of Thailand's peak power demand. Another pioneering development in Thailand's technological innovation
is a recent completion of a modern lithium-ion battery demonstration production plant. With a small production capacity of about 500 cells per day, the demonstration plant will be able to provide quality lithium-ion batteries for test and trial productions of battery modules, packs, and the development of battery management system for the public use.
Okay, opening ceremony is complete. And this is the entrance to the exhibition area, so let's go see what we can see. New for this year was the Electric Vehicle Association of Thailand had a bunch of test drives with cars and electric buses. I'm going to make a separate video on that because it's pretty lengthy, and I'll continue on with the rest of the show now. I also made up this little sheet with a plea to help me get my electric 914 over to Thailand. It's got a couple of pictures highlighting my solar back home and how a bit of the car looks, and then all of my information about what I did with the car and its value, and I'm trying to get it over here to Thailand, but there's lots of problems. As you might imagine, there are problems that I can't even talk about in getting this car over here, but I made up 10 of these nice shiny little things, and I'm going to try and give them out to all the important people that I can find just to help me in my effort to bring this car over to Thailand. We'll see if I have any luck. Well, lo and behold, I found a really nice lady who works for the iEVTech group, and I told her my sob story and explained how I wanted to bring the car over, and she seemed pretty positive on it, and she told me that she would give it to the president of iEVTech, the guy who was making the speech previously in the video, and that's about as high as I can get, I think, to get some attention to my problem. So let's hope that I hear back from somebody with some positive news. And here it is, the mythical PCX Electric. They still won't sell it to me after a year from last year's trade show. Let's see what they say. I don't think there's a Honda rep here. But it looks good. Just sell me one. Well, later on in the show, I did manage to find a nice young man from Honda who apologized for the non-availability of the PCX Electric. And as you can see from the spec sheet, the big issue is it only has 41 kilometers of range at 60 kilometers an hour. Now, 60 is a good speed for around town, but 41 kilometers is not long enough, and that's with a just above a 2 kilowatt hour battery pack. And it seems like they've oversized the motor. It's 4.2 kilowatts of power, which is far more than this bike needs. So what they need is a smaller motor, a bigger battery, probably 50% bigger or even double, lose a lot of weight in the bike, because it seems they can probably lose some weight from all the styling features and everything. Maybe there's some things underneath in the chassis they can slim down, but they've got to get the range up. If it was an 80 kilometer bike, it would be a no-brainer. If it was a 60, that's about what I have now, and that's it's a little bit difficult in a city. It's doable but difficult, and at the price I expect they're going to have to sell this for, people are going to expect big range. So I think it's kind of back to the drawing board and re-engineer some of this to make it a viable bike. That's too bad, and I still have faith that they can do it, but you know, Honda's known for their engineering, so I'm sure they'll be able to pull it off. Here we have the curiously named gas station management company, and they're selling electric vehicle charging systems. We may be winning them over. Well, that was really good news from the Minister of Energy upstairs. that they're really going to start pushing for residential solar, and you can sell your power back to the grid, although the rate is not great. It's about 1/3 of what you pay in your bill. When you sell it back, you get 1/3 of your normal rate. But it's a start, and here's the Metropolitan Electric Authority, the MEA, has a booth about home solar and how you wire up your new bidirectional meter. And they've got a Nissan Leaf with lots of stickers. Stickers are cool. Everybody loves stickers. There they are, Gridwiz. These are the people that make the Apple Mint CCS Combo vehicle side charge controller that I got an obscure email that they didn't want to sell it to me, and then they wouldn't respond to my messages after that. So I'm going to go talk with a real human. Okay, I walked up to the booth and I showed them my name tag, and they immediately remembered who I was. And the two guys kind of turned toward each other and laughed. And I'm like, okay, they know who I am. They know I want to buy one for my little motorbike project. So we had a really nice chat. I said, I don't want to be a bother to you. I know I'm a single person. I know you want to sell 100,000 of these to Nissan. And all I need is one hardware unit and documentation, and maybe a little bit of email support. And they were going, we don't know. It's a burden on our small company. They only have 80 people in the company, spread across 3 or 4 different industries that they work in. So I said, okay, let me go walk around the rest of the show. You guys have a chat, and I'll come back later, and we can talk and see if we can move forward with anything. So I did. I came back and I spoke with their head of R&D, and he said, the rest of my guys don't want to sell you this thing. We don't want to help you, but I like you because you do solar and electric vehicles. So we kind of agreed to a kind of a deal. I can't go into any more detail. I need to check some technical things about my motorbike and the charger that I have access to. Once I can confirm some of that, they're considering in working with me on a single guy out in the world basis. So that's really good news, and I'm happy that they're willing to take a chance on me. This is the Keysight booth. They make fantastic oscilloscopes and other electronic equipment. And the lady waving there is very, very nice. We had a nice chat. She knows Dave from Australia. And I complained that I never win anything in their contests. And she said they just get too many people, and maybe I'll win next time. We'll see. They also, over here, they bought a German company that has specialization in electric vehicle testing with the actual battery systems in the car and the motors, autonomous driving, and wireless connection between cars. So they're starting to branch off more into the EV space, which is good to see. There they are, Toyotron, with a sad little booth. So I found the GSL Energy booth that I bought my batteries from last year. And I walked in, and the guy immediately recognized me and said, oh yes, we talked last year and you bought my batteries. So that is some amazing service. And I'm still dragging my feet on building my pack, but I'm very happy with the cells. And look who I just stumbled on. Arcimoto, that makes the little fun utility vehicles in Eugene, Oregon. And I spoke with Jesse Fittipaldi, who's the vice president, about plans potentially selling in Thailand, or even I gave him some ideas about the incentive programs. So we may see the Arcimoto vehicles in Thailand in the near future. After walking through the rather limited section on electric vehicles and components and cars, I moved to the solar section, which had aisle after aisle after aisle of modules and inverters and battery packs and racking systems. And the rest of the show was dedicated to water pumps, every kind of pump you could ever possibly imagine. Welcome to first class on a train in Thailand, and this is my compartment. One layer here, and there's also an upper bunk if someone books that one. And we have a sink and a door into the adjoining compartment. Pillows and the bed that he'll make up in a little while. But it's good just to have some leg room, some room to stretch out. It's about double the price. It's about $30 for a 4-hour ride, but it's worth it. As you stare out on my beach, I would ask you to subscribe to my channel and click like on this video so YouTube thinks I'm worthy again, and I have so many people on my channel that they'll give me 10 cents a day in ad revenue. So I thank you for that.